With new evidence being found in Tupac's case after 27 years, sources are now claiming that Snoop Dogg is being investigated for having involvement. It would just be announced Snoop Dogg arrested and questioned at Tupac Shakur's passing. The police are questioning the rapper's recent interviews, as Snoop Dogg was just recently invited onto a podcast, and while being interviewed, Snoop would reveal something that we never knew on the night Tupac passed.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story. Did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So
saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
So the police are questioning on why Snoop Dogg didn't get into the vehicle with Tupac and Suge Knight when he was supposed to be there. Did Snoop know something was gonna happen, as Snoop is very tapped into the streets, especially in 1996. So the question is, did he get a heads up of something going down? Now Suge Knight does believe so, as he reacted by tweeting, and I quote, "This little guy is responsible for the passing of Tupac," trying to draw the attention away from Snoop Dogg and onto this random mystery man inside of the photo. But even a few days prior to Suge Knight's tweet, there would be another tweet that would go, and I quote, "I've been quiet for too long. In 2024, I'll be announcing what's really going on with Tupac Shakur." Now, this makes many believe that Suge Knight is going to be slowly revealing the evidence through several Twitter accounts. Suge still believes that Tupac is alive, as the entire story on how he passed just doesn't even add up, especially when you compare it to the evidence of him still being alive. And let me explain. An interview from Suge Knight made a very convincing case towards Tupac still being here, as he would reveal that Tupac was doing fine in the hospital and was even laughing and joking.
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I would say this, Pac, you never know.
But what's weird about this is the police files state that Tupac was supposedly in a deep sleep once he arrived to the hospital. So how in the world would him and Suge Knight be laughing if he was sleeping? Now, it doesn't really seem to add up. However, in an interview 10 years before the TMZ one, Suge still remained on the word that Tupac is still alive and still well.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They love me.
As Suge Knight has stayed true to his word that he is alive and well for just over 27 years now. But then in 2018, Suge's son would take it to Instagram to state that Tupac was still alive and well, and that he was living in Malaysia. After making the public statement that Tupac was alive and well, he would then show a text conversation where someone texted him, and I quote, "You have said too much, it's now time for you to go." As Suge Knight Jr. would begin panicking, he would start posting several photos of Tupac alongside modern-day celebrities such as 50 Cent and Beyonce. Suge Jr. really made it seem like someone was going after him for leaking all of this info. Even on the photo with Tupac and Beyonce, he captioned it, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." While some believe that it was a publicity stunt for Jr. to gain some social media clout, others believe that it was all factual, and that Suge Jr. would be the one to know more about this case than anyone else in the world, considering his father was right there at the scene of the crime, and Suge Jr. is very tapped in with the music industry. But if that wasn't enough evidence for you, in 2010, a rapper named Treach was interviewed on the topic of Tupac before his show. Treach and Tupac were very close friends back in the day. They even worked on a few albums together, but here's where it gets interesting. After Treach's interview, the cameraman forgot to stop recording and he placed his camera onto the floor. Now you can hear the interviewer ask Treach about Tupac, to which Treach responds, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Nobody knows. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
Last time I saw him, he was in church.
Then, only 3 to 4 weeks later, a video would then be released onto a news website showing a video of Tupac supposedly chilling in a parking lot in Cuba.
Zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaw. And Reg from Hollow Back. He's trying to be friendly and get autographs.
Holla back exclusive, baby. Holla back.
When you connect all of that evidence to the police reports on how Tupac allegedly passed, you can actually see the truth for yourself. As recently, the police just arrested a man named Keefe D in connection to the crime.
For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefe D, of Tupac Shakur. Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our section to get to where we are today.
As on September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with the head of his record label named Suge Knight. The two went off to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson match, as after it was over, they spotted an op in the lobby of the hotel.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson at the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security would go on to break up the altercation between Tupac, Suge Knight, and the ops, causing Tupac and Suge to go back to their hotel to change their clothes and then go off to a club that is owned by Suge Knight. At around 11 p.m., the two began heading to the club, but things would go down in the middle of the street.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
With the incident being a mystery for over a decade on who truly did the crime, we would now finally get answers in 2024. So the police started investigating very concerning interviews by a man named Keefe D. During an interview, he shared detailing moments of finding Tupac and pulling up on him in the middle of the street.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was going to go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac?
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
In the interview, DJ Vlad didn't truly believe him at first, so he wanted some proof. Keefe D would then go on to share a never-before-seen police interrogation on the night of the crime. This basically confirmed that Keefe D was in fact there when Tupac sadly passed.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looks at me.
When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the
back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window.
With DJ Vlad now believing that Keefe D was definitely there and he was at the crime scene, he would then go on to share the moments of making eye contact with Suge Knight when it was all going down. But what he said next was even more concerning. He would state that Tupac was reaching for a firearm.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
After further investigation, I was also able to go on and find Keefe D's actual reaction to Tupac passing, where it goes and shows his true emotion.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. You know, I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that happened. Promise to God. I feel they should, you know, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. It never happened, dude. You know what I'm saying? I lost my Colombian plug. You know what I'm saying? Been having the feds up for 15 years. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't catch a break, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I did time behind.
While investigating Keefe D, I also noticed that he wrote an entire book on being involved in Tupac's passing. He titled this book Compton Street Legend. It includes interviews of him literally hinting towards doing the crime. So why is he now just being arrested for this after 27 years? Comment down below what you think.